Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? This is episode 3 of It's That One podcast. I will be your host today. As always, Shane. We will have a very special guest here soon. A real lifetime friend, PicturePappy, will be live with us today. You can actually see him over there to the right. Wave to the camera, PicturePappy. Yeah, he said peace up. So we're going to be talking about how to bounce back after you've maybe had a rough few days, a rough week. You just kind of like your mental health's just not been there. And this is like totally off a whim. We were just chilling in Discord, just talking and hanging out. And he's like, you know what? No more excuses. Let's just do this. Because I was like, man, I had a bad week last week and I didn't get this podcast recorded. So he was like, let's just do it now. What are we waiting for? And I was like, well, let's get a topic. And he said, let's just talk about this. So I'm going to bring him in. This is 100% my best friend in this entire world, a brother, family. So to introduce him, everybody, this is my best friend Matt, aka PicturePappy, if you know him on Twitch. Introduce yourself, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, how we're doing? My name is PicturePappy. Thank you so much for joining in for It's That One podcast. And first off, Shane, thank you so much for having me here on what I believe is going to be one of the greats, in terms of just growth and development and just personal well-being, mental health, and everything. I think this podcast is going to be really solely focused on those things. So if that's something you guys are interested in, make sure that you guys follow this podcast. Make sure that you tap that notification button. That way you can be notified whenever when I say we because it's a brotherhood, man. Anytime that I see one of my brothers succeed, I think that it's me succeeding. And we'll get into that a little later on. But again, thank you so much, Shane, for having me on. My name is Matthew Boatman. Go by PicturePappy on the internet. I guess that's kind of an alias now, right?
Yeah,
Like isn't that weird? Like we're almost like Ready Player One status. Like it's almost like okay, well, what's your government name? And then also like what does the internet know you as, right?
it's like an NFT almost, but we'll probably get into that too. So, real
Yeah.
quick, everybody, if you've made it this far, thank you so much for these introductions. I do want to say that this is live on Twitch right now. So when you hear this on the recorded podcast, you will hear me interacting with my chat. Uh, Shout out to Leo. He's also one of our brothers. He's in the chat right now, so I will be interacting with my chat as well as whatever happens in the chat, and along with just me and PicturePappy kind of just talking and stuff. We'll probably tangent here and there off of our main topic, but our main topic is really just going to be focusing on like bouncing back. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this started. So I started this podcast for y'all that know. I started this podcast a few weeks ago. First one was talking about my passion and how to, enjoying your passion, enjoying that chase. The second episode was the enjoying the journey because a lot of people don't enjoy the journey when they're doing these things, and those two kind of really tie hand in hand with this, which is now I think I literally just came to me like, and I think I think Matt can agree that you got to enjoy this journey that when you do these things, because if you don't enjoy the journey, you're gonna get burnt out so fast. Your mental health is gonna go down, and that passion is just not gonna be there, and you fall into a like a little funk. You would agree?
Yeah. So to touch on that, like it's the snowball effect, right? We find ourselves disgruntled one day, and then on that day that for whatever reason we can touch base on religion, we can touch base on all sorts of different things as to why you're feeling that way. I feel like people have rough days and then everything starts to spiral, and it starts to spiral rather quickly, and often it gets out of our control. It's about in those moments of times to where you have to be aware that you feel yourself spiraling down. You feel that you are in what we call a funk, right? As what we may refer to in the future as a funk. One moment. Just sorry about that. Uh, so whenever we get in these funks, we the first thing we have to do is be like, yo, okay, here's where I'm at, right? This is what's going on. This is what's happened in the last week. What triggered it? Ray Dalio, if you guys are familiar, uh, wonderful investor. But what he really taught me was principles. And you guys can find his book Principles on Audible. This is not a sponsored stream by any sort of the means, but that's just where I listen to it because it's actually narrated by him. It's fantastic, really wonderful listen. But these principles, right? So it's based upon the idea is like you have one thing happen in your life, and then you like note that down. You like make a mental note of it, but you also like write it down, like literally write it down. And then you say like, all right, so I this happened, I reacted this way, and from this the result was this. And then was this positive or negative to me in my life and the people that I love and care about? And then from there you slowly build your principles. So then when something else happens in your life, you're able to quickly relate this to a previous principle, a precedent, right? If we're speaking court terms, it's a precedent, right? So we have these precedents that we build in life that just completely almost control. It's like AI almost. Like, and Ray Dalio has taken it to that point within managing his business as far as AI decisions. But that's the thing is like we need to get to the point to where like we just know. I feel like a lot of people in today's era do not know what they stand for. Is what I'm getting at. We don't have an idea as to what our principles are. We don't know how we would react. And if you took a person and gave them the same scenario 10 different times, they would probably react differently 3 to 4 different times. And it's the same exact scenario because we don't have any principles in place that we can really rely on and that we can fall back on that we know are tried and true. Now that's kind of what I was thinking.
No, I agree with you. Especially talking about like when you're doing things, 10 times, unless it's something that you're like proficient in and that you've trained a lot in, then it's something that you're not gonna always go back to. And I think that ties into what we're talking about with kind of falling into that funk is like for me, for example, like why I had my kind of funk is I've been listening to a lot of Gary V lately, and I am talking about a lot of Gary V. Like if it's not my favorite music playing, it's Gary V in my ear just talking to me. And I listen to his podcast, and I really feel like it's him and I speaking to each other. And my first two episodes were really driven off of things that he says. And then I was like sitting there the other day, and I was like, man, this is pre-funk. And I was like, man, I got this. Like TikTok is so organic right now, and Matt and I were just talking about how there's so much organic growth on TikTok. Make sure to follow me there. It's that one guy Shane on TikTok, but it's so organic right now that you can actually gain organic views and organic community. And so it's really cool. So I was like, man, I got this, man. I got TikTok. Like, I think I'm entertaining. I think I'm a very well put together speaker for the most part. I'm confident. I mean, I'm not the most beautiful, but that's great for podcast because you just have to hear my voice. This is going to be my first video podcast though, but so I was like, I mean, let's get it. So I started content, really pushing, streaming on Twitch to grab content for TikTok. Taking my TikToks, going over to Instagram, and I'm seeing great things. I'm learning all these Instagram algorithms, like how to post these reels, how to post the IGTVs. I posted like 10 reels and reached 100,000 people. Now I only gained 20 followers out of that, but my face and my voice and my content was in 100,000 different hands. That's crazy to me, right? And I'm just like boom, 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 going, and then
It
all
starts
this,
to become overwhelming.
yeah, man. And I just jumped at
So
it.
not to cut you off, but this is I feel what you're saying, right? Because I've been there.
Mhm.
I've been in the same position that you're in. It's called information overload. It gets to the point to where we know exactly what the fuck we got to do, and we struggle. We beat ourselves up that we're not exactly like that. That we're not doing exactly what we need to do, right? But here's what we need to focus is the small wins. And if anybody follows me, guys, you guys know I always preach small wins. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I didn't even mute for that. Well, that's fucking embarrassing. So here's the thing. I always preach small wins. The small wins is me acknowledging that I didn't mute right there. The small wins are me waking up in the morning and making my bed. The small wins are me waking up and being on time for work with a smile on my face. Those are the type of things. The small wins are me having my clothes set out for me the day before. That I set my clothes out the day before work, and I have everything laid out and ready. Those are small wins. And then you start to realize, like my grandpa taught me this. You start to realize that once you start checking those small things off the list, the big things don't seem to matter so much anymore because you already got the ball rolling. To take this back to the snowball effect that we were talking earlier, the same way that your week can negatively snowball down just so fucking fast, it can also snowball in the same way in a positive manner. So it's all about your mindset. I don't know. I always blank on who gives this quote, and I'm probably gonna fudge it up. I don't know if we're allowed to cuss on this, but it's what wolf are you gonna feed, right? We have a good wolf and we have a bad wolf. What wolf are you feeding? And so like, are you gonna feed that bad wolf, and are you gonna let that snowball down? Or are you going to feed that good wolf, and are you going to let that snowball flourish and build into a fucking beautiful snowman that everybody loves, aka Jack fucking Frost, bitches?
Yeah, so yeah, we're good we're good with using adult language here, but
Okay, good. Yeah, because I
yeah,
just said the F word.
you're good. Uh but no, it's like for me, dude, it's like I'm a full-time college student right now, like fresh out the military, uh and really chasing this dream of like really impacting the world. And you know, I have like the phrase change the world everywhere in my room in my area that I work. And that's like when I say change the world, and you guys have heard this on the past two podcasts. When I say change the world, like I don't mean like I do mean the physical world itself, but I mean if I make an impact on you listening to this, I make an impact on one person. Every one person is a change of the world, and that's what I really want to do with this. And like, um, dude, Matt and I have rode this wave together for the last probably 15 years of just pushing this and we're not stopping. By no means are we stopping. Like, bro, I'm 30 years old, and this decade, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna have a blacked out Range Rover by 35.
There you go.
Um, but man, last week I just was like, I just didn't want to go to.
But before we get too far, I want to touch on something. You brought up something that's really sensitive to me. That changed the world thing. Um, because all right. So hold on. Let me just. Whew. All right, so changing the world is different to everybody. Everybody has their own version of changing the world. Just the same as success means something different for everybody else. And I have had a trouble in the past with my own self of learning and understanding what my version of success was in my eyes. Because for so long I preached that I didn't need the money, I didn't need the fame, I didn't need any of that. As far as like, so to preface that, I was making music for a long time and we were active in the hip hop scene here in the Midwest, really active in the hip hop scene. And it just seemed like we were doing everything right. I mean, and honestly, looking back on it, we weren't doing everything right. But god damn it, dude, we were hitting like 90% of what we needed to be doing. We were really, honestly, doing a good job, and it just my music was so selfish at the time. It wasn't true. It wasn't organic. It wasn't me. Because I said that I didn't want this. I said that I didn't want that, but then I became engulfed in it, and it reflected in the music that I was creating, and it just didn't seem to fucking catch fire. And now that I'm 29 years old, I'm able to reflect back on those moments and really understand like where I was at. So now that you understand all that, right? So the change the world thing. Whenever you define success, I have now learned that my version of success is a comfortable home with the woman I love as I raise my kid and teach them everything that I know and let them teach me everything that they know. That is my version of happiness now. Like, and I for the longest of times I didn't have a version of happiness in my head. I didn't know what that looked like. And so like now that I feel like I've found it, and so to touch back on why I even brought all of this up, right? So the change the world thing. If you guys got a second, and honestly, I wouldn't be mad if you pause the podcast right now and go to YouTube and type in "One Man Can Change the World," Apple Music, Spotify, whatever your streaming platform. One Man Could Change the World. Big Sean. I yeah, my girlfriend can attest to this. Anytime this song comes on, I damn near come to tears every single time. And that it's a true story. And one of my favorite lines from this, I'll end it with this, is one of my favorite lines. How I'm supposed to get tired if that girl from West Virginia came up in conditions that I couldn't survive, went to war, came back alive. On top of that, became a female black captain when being black, you had to extra try. Like all of that bar set right there embodies so much to me, as far as like America as a whole. Like we always put our problems at the forefront and never consider anybody else's thoughts. That's what I'm getting at. Like we are just so focused, and that's the snowball effect. Whenever we get upset, it's just like it's only our problems that matter. Well, it's like everybody has problems that are going on, literally everybody. Nobody is perfect.
Yeah.
Like we all have shit. Even the happiest motherfucker that has gazillion dollars, dog, he has problems. She has problems.
Yeah. So
Like
you've
they're not all the way happy.
yeah. So you kind of gave me three points, and this is good, man. I'm glad we started to do this.
Hold on, can we pause for like fucking 10 seconds so I can get a beer? I'm sorry, this is so unprofessional, guys. This is my first ever podcast, so this is weird.
Yeah, grab a beer. I'm gonna talk.
Go ahead, Shane.
So for like cause something he's brought up is just like, my first thing that he really made me think about was like changing the world, right? I've had so many people, and I probably have like 5 or 6 of these. And I say so many, like it's just an astronomical number. But even one person telling me this is like, man, why aren't you famous yet? Like, why don't you have so many of these followers? It's on my content that I think is funny. It's on my content that is, like this, like it's really trying to be motivational. It's like on all different kinds of, because I like to put out a lot of different content. I like to put out something that I think is funny content, right? I put out that, oh, this is funny. I put out serious stuff. I put out gaming stuff. I like to try to be very versatile because I don't believe that I just have one like niche or niche, however you want to use the word. I believe that I have a lot of different things to bring to people. I'm a mediocre gamer, but I'm entertaining when I have fun. I've been through a lot of stuff in life that I can attest to things. I'm not an expert on on that stuff, but I believe that I have seen a lot enough to be able to talk about it. Um, and I just see these people, and and that's what keeps me going. That's what I say when the change of the world thing for me is like, when I change the world, it's that one person. It's that one person that sees my video that may or may not just be having this extremely bad day, and then they say, "You know what? He's right. I'm gonna keep going for my passion. I'm gonna keep chasing these dreams. I'm gonna do what I have to do. Ooh, out of focus. I'm gonna do what I have to do to get to these dreams, right?" And it's like when when it comes to this stuff right here, right? When it comes to Twitch, when it comes to Instagram, TikTok, whatever it may be, this is what can get you into this funk that we're talking about. Is like, look right up here right now. If I sat here and I only concentrated on this viewer number, this what you wouldn't get the same out of here, because that's all I would be thinking about.
It's dead fucking content at that point, guys. The
Dead.
moment that you fucking care how many people are watching your shit is the moment that you don't fucking care about the content that you're putting out. Simple as that.
Uh,
Like it doesn't fucking matter. And I know Shane's real good at that. And I like to think I'm real good at that. If I have one, or if I have 107 viewers in my chat, because I think that's what I topped out at for most on Twitch, it doesn't matter. Treat it all the fucking same.
yep.
That I will never forget. I will never ever forget Mad Lion 32, the first ever viewer that chatted in my Twitch streams. I was playing Rocket League on a potato ass PC. The graphics were
Potato.
terrible, and I was lagging out every 5 to 10 seconds. And he still sat there and chatted with me for 8 hours as I played Rocket League.
Yeah.
And at that moment, I realized the power of Twitch. Right, I realized that somebody out there is willing to listen as long as you're willing to give genuine content. And then from there, it's just been an up and up, an up and up grind.
Yeah, it's just like, dude, we've been going at this for what, like probably 15 years, say to say. My senior year, me and you got this, probably when me and you got the closest. Junior senior year, at lunch, me, you,
Yeah,
and what was her name? Who did we sit with? Landry. Yeah. So it was like me, you, and her. We all sat at the, we weren't the losers table, but we were our table. And dude, me and you just kicked it off, bro. Like we just kicked
yeah.
it. We just kicked it off. I don't know how or what. It was football or whatever, but we just kicked it off. And we've had the same like just grinding mindset ever since then, dude. And I've supported you since like date like your literal first time ever playing with music was in my basement.
Yeah. VA Splash.
You know what I mean? Uh and we throughout life we've kind of, we've never faded apart. We just kind of went ways and then came back. But with this last 7 years, we've been real close. And it's like, dude, we see these things in our and it's crazy, guys, because Pappy and our mindsets are so pretty much similar when it comes to this type of stuff. And we've really helped each other grow off of this. Like you guys go back and you look at some of our first streams, cringe, bro. Cringy as can be. But we
They're
learn.
authentic.
They're authentic. Yeah, you'll never get anything out of us that's not like real. Real quick, I was supposed to be recording this and I'm not. So you can download your VODs, right?
I think so.
Yeah, you can. I mean, I'll figure it out. I'll do something. Otherwise, well, here we are. I'm pretty sure you can download your VODs. But I just had to throw that out there for me. And yeah, I was like, bro, I looked down. I was like,
Just grab clips.
yeah. If anything, I'll just grab. But I want the whole audio because this is gonna. I feel like this is gonna turn out great. Um, I don't even know if. I mean, really, It's really. I don't even know how I'm gonna title this because I don't even at this point don't want to stick to how to bounce back because I think we're just gonna be able to cover so much stuff. So we'll probably figure it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was something you said too, like right before you left. Um, I really liked how you talk about making your bed. I learned that while I was in the army.
Yeah.
General McRaven or Admiral McRaven, excuse me. He was a Navy SEAL. That's like he talks about. Like that's where that comes from. No, he
You
talked
guys
about
don't know what I'm doing right now.
CBD, guys. CBD. It's legal in all 50 states to the Hemp Act of 2018. Um, but yeah, so
Farm Bill of 2018.
yeah, whatever. Farm Bill, what the fuck ever. Here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are, boys. um, but dude, like, do you remember just like sitting there streaming and we're playing like Fortnite? We thought we were so cool, fucking streaming on Facebook for like hours at a time, not getting dubs because we were dog water. But it was so real though, like it was so fun. And like we were talking before I started the stream about like Jackbox party games. Man, I killed that when I was streaming because the moment, like, listen, I say this every single stream, every single time I do something religiously. The moment I see something in this chat box, I don't care what I'm doing. I could be playing for $1 billion and I'm about to get that final kill. If I see something in this chat box, 100% I'm gonna respond to you. That's just me. Um, my community and what I bring is for the viewers and for you guys listening. If I'm just doing this for myself to hear myself speak, I can talk to my 2-year-old. And I think that's what people don't realize. Like, I see these streamers, I see these podcasters, I see these influencers, whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I do. Like, some of your stuff is good, but what are you doing it for?
Well, my goal in all of this, right, is to take somebody that has a passion for something, and I want them to be able to actualize their passion. I want you to be able to see what you have inside of you, and understand that no matter what it is that you like doing, you can make a living doing it. Do you like aquariums? You can make a living doing that.
Absolutely.
Do you like keyboards? You can make a living doing that. Do you like scissors? You can make a living doing that.
Do you like scissorine? You can make a life doing that.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want right now, and this is a weird place, but a beautiful place to live in. So I do want to. I know that we didn't want to completely title this as far as like the how we bounce back from a rough week, but I want to touch on the idea that a rough week is only an opportunity for forward progress, right? Because if you think about it, a loss is only a loss whenever you're unable to gain anything from that, whenever you're unable to learn anything from that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, whenever we have these rough weeks, whenever we have these rough patches in our life, it's really not a loss at all. It's truly a blessing. It's that one of them silver lining type things, right? We have an opportunity to learn something and to gain something from this. And to touch on that, it's kind of similar to that of like the stock market, right? We can kind of relate these dips in our life, these rough patches in our life, to that of a dip in the stock market, right? I view a dip in the stock market simply as a coupon for something that I'm going to purchase anyway.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, I don't see the idea of uh of having the rough weeks and not seeing the beauty in it, because you can feel bad, but the whole time you're feeling bad, your brain is learning something. You're taking in something that is so vital to your livelihood, and at most times we're not aware of it. And so that's why, like, we always just need to just be aware of what's going on in the present of right now, because as much as we need to invest in our future, the future doesn't matter if right now isn't good. The best way to invest in the future is to create the now. That's like, I it's funny, that's crazy. I put that on Facebook 2014, 7 years ago. I actually had that pop up on my memories today. I posted on Facebook. I said the best way to invest is the future is to create the now. And I don't know if anybody else ever said that, but I fucking like that.
Yeah. No, no. That's
Yeah,
that. I feel like a lot of people like you have
create the fucking now.
you absolutely have to look at you have to look at the future, but you can't be so far ahead into the future that you're just like, well, you're not living to now because like, man, with so much going on and like, dude, COVID taking over the world and everything's like digital now. Like, we spent
Opportunities come and go left and right.
yeah, well, we spent so much time on our phones before, right? But now, like, here's COVID, and you can't do anything, but you're always on your phone now. Now it's just like, dude, like the digital platform is so crazy. We'll talk.
How close are we to Ready Player One?
Yeah, well, and I'll talk about this probably in another type of podcast, maybe the next episode or somewhere down the line about like NFTs. But dude, this is crazy, is because like this podcast, this particular thing with me and you right now, could turn into an NFT. This could blow up. I could post this shit, and we could blow up overnight. And people be like, "Shit, dude, you guys need to make." So someone could be like, "You know what, Shane, Matt, I want you guys to only make podcasts. You guys are in two different spots. That's fine. We'll get you to one spot. And now I'm gonna pay you to make podcasts because I like your stuff. And now this video, because the world we're in, is an NFT. And now we're making money because we just wanted to, we wanted to share our life with y'all. And it's just crazy. Like, so let me just pause. This podcast is definitely not going to be about bouncing back, but we'll figure out this. But dude, this vibe, man. Like, so if you're not vibing with your boy or your friend or something like this, and you guys can bounce back and forth with ideas. And here's another thing: we're gonna full circle. If you are not surrounding yourself with the people that feel your passion and that feel your vibe and your energy, and everybody that's listened to my podcast before, y'all know this. Um, I base a lot of stuff right now off of vibes and energy, and I promise you, like, my circle is so small. Like, my circle is so small, and it's not capped for the internet. It's not capped for nothing. Matt can attest to this. there I probably have 10 friends, and that's really a high number um, that I deal with right now. Because energy, man, you got to match that energy, and you got to match the vibe that you give me. And if you're not matching both of those, I don't want to be around you. Like, I do not. And we have a team, a group, a family, whatever you may want to call it, however you whatever you label it as. I call it my family, but we call ourselves Lime Time. And I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't nobody will outwork us, because when one of us hits, we about to have a fantasy factory like Rob Dyrdek, and we all about to be in that thing creating. It just takes one of us, and all of us got the mindset to do it.
Here's the thing: we all have we all have the same notebook. We're all given the same pen. Some of us have different details as to what we write down, but a lot of us go through the same problems, the same struggles. And if we remove ourselves from the situation and just see the situation as a whole, we'll learn that we're a lot more alike than what we know. And I think that's one thing that we need to be aware of is whenever we're quick to judge somebody for something, understand that that karma is very real. Whenever you're judging somebody for something, that's going to come back tenfold for you.
All right, real quick. We got someone in the chat, Luigi. I'm gonna call you Luigi. Next step: convert your vibes and energy to an NFT. Brain explosion. You are so,
Right,
but you're so right.
exactly.
These vibes and this, yeah, like that's like 200 IQ right there. Like these vibes and energy. Like
You need to fix our cameras, bro.
what's
Holy fuck! I just looked at us.
what's
Why?
wrong? I don't know.
We
I
look
just
so smushed. Fix that. Make us full and shit.
I don't know. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, Luigi. No, it's yeah, it is Luigi.
What about that?
Luigi.
Does that look better?
Type in the chat right now if the cameras are dog water.
I just had to
They
do it
look
real fast. I mean, I don't.
dis- they look disproportionate.
Okay.
Like
Anyway,
you
I don't
shifted them. You shift clicked it somewhere. Shift click yourself left.
shift cliff
You're
myself. All
fucking yeah. You're smushed in like a midget.
right. What about
I
now?
mean, a short person. That wasn't.
Damn it. All right, but like real quick,
There we go. See, yeah, that.
real quick disclaimer. He did not mean that in any derogatory manner. This is just we just talking. Um, what were we talking about? Yeah, NFTs. I'm not gonna talk about full about NFTs right now because that's what we're talking about. But the vibe and energy into something like that is crazy. Like, dude, there's a guy on a longboard drinking Ocean Splash cranberry juice, and he's at the biggest NFT out in the market right now, currently. Besides, like Jake Paul. Shout out to Jake Paul for knocking out Ben Askren.
I screw.
Oh yeah, ass juice. I'm convinced I could beat him in a boxing match, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Cameras are small enough to show the vast expanse of space overhead. Perfecto. See, dude, that's what I was trying to give, like the background. Man, see, my boy knows. My boy knows.
No, don't change it back. This looks so much better.
It does. It looks much better. But man, I like this. I like this is where this is going. Well, I don't know why we haven't done this sooner. This is just one of the few things that we've been talking about as like doing as a whole. Because I started like a podcast obviously solo, but we've all been talking about let's do a podcast together, and we just haven't done it yet. So here we are. This will probably turn into more of a thing as we go along. It's this is crazy that it started out with the idea of like how to bounce back, but then we just hit so many good ideas along the way that we'll actually really just have to figure out what like I want to title this at. If you guys are watching on Twitch, you guys can find this. It's that one podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Anchor. There's a few other platforms. I don't really know the other platforms that they post to. I just know Apple Music and Spotify are the two big ones. But it posts everywhere. Wherever you may listen, it's available. This video will go up on YouTube afterwards. It'll be on obviously audio only. Whatever PicturePappy's shaking over there, I think he's just shaking and baking.
I'm shaking and baking, baby.
Shaking and baking, baby. But I like this. You guys know that if you listened to my podcast before, this is raw, unedited. I clean up the audio a little bit just here and there, but as far as like edits, I don't edit anything. maybe in the future, like if I grow to the point where I have X some billion, million, 100,000, 10,000, whatever, then yeah, obviously someone else can pay and do this stuff. I just want to talk, vibe, put my energy out there. It's I want things like transparency is my thing. I want to be transparent. I want to be real. I don't care about the theatrics of it. I just want y'all to feel the vibe and the energy because I could add all kinds of cool theatrics. I could put a green screen behind me and I could be in like New York City, whatever. Whatever. If y'all set up a fantasy factory situation, hit me up. I'll gladly perform the drama role. Hey, make sure you hit that follow button, exclamation point, Discord. Get my Discord, shoot me a DM. I'm always down to collab for real. And if you're listening still into this podcast, which I hope you are, do remember that we are live on Twitch right now and I am streaming, so I am answering my viewers as they come and go. Um, but let's see. Let's see. Where can we go out to next? Let's see. There's really so many avenues that we can hit. Pappy, you got somewhere you want to roll? Anything that sparked your mind?
I want to rap.
All right, so real quick, we're gonna do a real quick sponsor break. Sponsored by PicturePappy, aka Chef. He's gonna drop us a little bit of music. PicturePappy, you give me a signal. Let me know when you're ready. I'm gonna talk until then. I'm gonna kind of give you a little introduction. So, do not let PicturePappy's balding and his glasses fool you. He, and all jokes aside, honestly, this kid is very musically inclined.
All right, we're going.
Are you ready?
I've been in and out of duffel bags with 3 outfits, graphic tees with some Nikes with some hand-me-down kicks, crashing out on couches just to rest the eyelids, a recollection of my dreams to all the things that I did or the things we could do as a human individual. Impossible is nothing, just a thought that crosses into you. Accept your imperfections and understand that what you think is true. So understand that what you think is true is like my favorite line there is like understand that what you think is true. What you perceive into the world is true, right? And then so I want to follow that up with fuck can we fuck I don't know how to bring a beat into this. Uh,
I I was muted. How to bring like a beat in so everybody else can hear the beat?
I can just share my screen and you can watch it, right?
Yeah, I mean I won't see the screen because I mean I have us like pulled out, but I mean we'll be cool. So what I'm saying, guys, this is raw, uncut. Y'all hear it just going down. This is production at its finest. We are just chilling, vibing, talking about what we need to talk about, and hopefully, we make an impact on y'all's life. Oh no, this just did some weirdness on the screen up here, baby. All right, we're gonna just have to do this. Oh man, I'm not happy about this. Yeah, that just messed everything up, but we're cool. We cool.
Oh no, that's terrible. That looks terrible.
I mean, I can't. Yeah.
That looks a
I wonder if I can.
terrible.
Can I change it? Can I change it though? Like, can I not? Yeah, I don't. I don't think I can
Nah, it's okay.
do anything. Yeah.
All good.
All right, I gotta fix it.
Oh gosh, yeah, you do.
Yeah, messed it back up when you did that. I was trying to do like a quick little edit. All right, there we go. But all right, we back. See, raw, uncut, unfiltered. This is what we. This is what y'all get.
All right, fuck it. So we'll do acapella.
Go acapella, bro. You know you can.
I'm sipping on what's left of a 40. It's the morning after a show. Got some friend requests from different states. People I don't know. I'm skimming through the footage, critiquing it as I go. For the people in the crowd and watch the energy grow. I'm in control of my own. It helps with the others. I see their confidence on stage. I pray it translates into something. Not concerned with all the cash. It's a side effect of stunting. I'ma work for what I have. When I make it, they can't tell me nothing. Why they always up to something? I can see through that. People still believe in nothing. That's why they still do that. Yeah. And that's why they still do that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm talking about subliminal propaganda. Build your bank account of profit for see cancer. Let's see beat our one that building standards. Build your bank account of profit for see cancer. Let's see beat our one to seek that propaganda. Build your bank account of profit for see cancer. Let's see be that one to seek the answers. Admit your wrongs and mind your manners. Forget the politics. Hold yourself to higher standards. Use your common sense. Be cautious. When you run to come up, there's a lot to make you nauseous. Yo, put down your phone and weigh your options. Get to know yourself before addressing someone's problems. Boy, don't you know the youth is watching? Watching. To tell the truth, I feel like they ain't popping. I guess it's all in perspective because I'm still living with my mom, but she understand my direction. And yo, it's something more than rap to me. We're trying to change lives, yo.
All right, so let's talk about this. So for you and I've seen this firsthand as being so close to you. You have put so much into just being an artist. Let's talk about just like the music as far as the kind of. I feel like everything kind of ties back into how we wanted to do this, so this is gonna really tie into it. But I'm gonna get this thought out, and then I'll let you just tell me what you think about it. I've watched you, man, for 10, 15 years now, as an artist, as a friend, as a brother. I've put my own money into this. I've put my own time into this. I've put in everything with you guys as much, and being in the military, I didn't get to put as much in as I would have liked, but I did what I could, and I've always been that ear, you know what I mean, and that logistical thinker, and always kind of just told you how it was. But over this time that you've been making music, as you've been chef, as you've done these competitions, we've done music videos together, we've done shows together, you've done shows on your own, you've did a lot of stuff on your own. Music has just been your outlet for a lot of things in your life. I don't see what you have done so far as a failure by any means, because like you said, everything is a learning experience. But if you could change one thing that you know now, oh, I lost some space. What happened here?
Henny joined in.
I joined.
Oh damn! Hey, we're live on Twitch. And I'm recording a podcast.
Just fix it real quick. Let Henny join in.
Yeah. Give me a second. I just want to kind of let him know we were doing a podcast. Henny, if you don't mind, maybe turn it on your video. You can.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
hold on.
Fix that. You fix that, and I'll touch on what you were talking about.
Well, I'm not. My thought wasn't through yet.
Oh, okay.
Not to cut. Well, yeah. Just be mindful, Henny, that this is going to be live on the podcast on the internet. But fuck. So yeah. What would you change? Yeah, what would you change as far as what you know now versus what you knew then? Like one thing, just like if you could take what we as a team, as a collective, like okay, real quick, let me time out. Everybody that's just now joining in, this is iLLHeney, aka Cody. He is also a huge member of the Lime. Yeah, this is our brother.
This is my fucking dog.
When it comes to the music, this kid, he is a phenomenal producer, makes beats. I don't know why he isn't in a mansion right now, because he is hard money, and that's not just, there's no cap here. Like we'll listen to his stuff here in a little bit. This is a bargain buster. You're getting it all podcast right now, because this is so unplanned, but this is gonna be the _1 podcast in the world. Saying it right now. But everybody, welcome Cody Hennemeyer, aka iLLHeney, to the podcast. But Pappy, knowing what we know now as a team, as an individual, and just speaking on your journey as a musician, what would the one thing that you automatically like, and I feel like you know this answer, what would you go back and change that you did differently?
You know,
I know there's I know there's so much.
I think that it boils down to investing in yourself.
Yeah.
Um, I really think that's what it really all like. You could say this, you could say that, but all of that will stem back down to investing in yourself, right? Because we had multiple opportunities, and I'm not for sure if you guys are familiar, but Kasky, an artist right now that you guys may have heard of, uh, he released a new project with Yellow Wolf here recently, and we've had connections with Kasky for a while, and we had the opportunity to do a feature with him, and it was $500, and like it's probably like $10,000 to get a feature from him now. And I guarantee you that we would have had I wouldn't have presented a subpar track to Kasky. Like it would have been a track that would have blown up, and especially now that he would have post been famous, famous because he was already popping. But it's investing in yourself, right? It's not like, I, like it's not about I should have paid for that feature, I should have done that. It was more about like I never took the time because me personally, I thought that I was building an empire. I was focused on the idea of us rather than I. And yes, us needs to work, um, but I has to work first before us can ever be a thing. If I myself am not comfortable with where I'm at and who I am as a person, then us can never be. And that's with partnerships in music, that's with relationships, that's with everything. So we have that weird balance that we have to walk, and I never invested in myself early. I seen so much light and so much potential in everybody else that I was active in myself, yes, but I was under the mindset that I was just going to be active enough for somebody to catch on to me, and then I could just let them know who else I'm working with. And so, it was a weird like I I wasn't fucking invested in myself, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think, Kenny? Ask Kenny that same question.
Yeah. So I actually have a question for Henny. Just knowing, obviously, like I think I met you, Henny, probably, uh, obviously a few years down the road of me knowing Pap, right? I can actually remember the first time I actually met you was in front of the Chinese buffet in our hometown, and just interacting with you without through the years, and I know you have a lot of life stuff going on. We all do, but as far as like Chef Pappy, and then as Hill Henny as a producer, what do you think that you maybe what would you have liked to do differently with, I guess, not necessarily aka your career, but like as an artist, as a producer, what do you think you would change as what you know now? And then I guess what do you think as far as what Pappy said about investing in yourself?
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, invest in yourself. There was a long time that I did invest in myself, but I wasn't investing into myself per se though. I mean, I was spending money on the studio and everything and spending money on getting everything up and running, but it wasn't for me.
And
It was for the artist, you
yeah,
know.
exactly.
So
He's too humble, guys. Like he was investing money for not only his house, that house, the studio, but artists to come in and record. And if it was an artist that he believed in, he wouldn't charge them. I would fucking bust his goddamn balls on that shit, dude. Because at the end of the day, at that point we were together, and as far as a bit, not like together, but we were together in a business partnership. And I was like, why aren't you charging them, man? He was like, well, they got it in them. I'm like, I know they fucking got it in them, but I know they got $20 too,
Well,
man.
and now here's my thing on that, guys. So like you guys both know, like I've made comedy music right before. Like I don't by no means think I'm a musician, but I think I'm funny. I know I'm funny. Let's just put that there. But dude, like when I say this, guys, like listen, Henny can make some shit, and he won't. You can
Bangers, yo.
listen. I've never recorded with Henny. I didn't
You
have
don't
an.
understand.
I haven't I've had the opportunity, but just whatever. I'm not gonna get into that. But he could have made what I did sound amazing. So imagine like you got this, you're a fucking phenomenal talent, dude. This he will take you from your phenomenalness to He can make you sound good. And this thing me and Pappy were talking about earlier, today is the age where you can teach yourself some shit and be a superstar. And Henny was above that game, and he still is. Like he still makes fire beats.
Been working with FL Studio for 15 years now.
Yeah,
The same amount of time that Shane and I have been focused on marketing.
right.
Because that's always been our shtick, right? We've been marketers. I could sell fucking ice to an Eskimo.
Yeah.
Guarantee you, dog.
So where I was going at with this is like, dude, I see all these ads for like, hey, come record for $35 an hour and then $50 an hour for me to mix and master. And it's like a shed that you bought for $3,000 and you put it in your backyard. Now, no hate on that. I'm all about small business in your hustle and your grind. But I'm like, dude, my boy over here ain't been doing that. But he also hasn't had like Pappy said, he has that humble level to him, and he hasn't had like enough push to be like, dude, stop doing this shit for free. Like, let's really charge these people. And you know, when you get to that point and you're like really good at something, and you're small, I think we all have that feeling of like, man, I just gotta get my name out there, bro. Like, I don't care if I'm doing it for free. I gotta invest in myself, which is not bad. But like, dude, if you got that talent, and people are, and especially a talent that people want to pay for, dude, charge those people. Even if it's $5 or $10 at a time, that still gets back into it. Because like something like this is like $5 or $10 at a time, pays that microphone off, pays that filter off, pays that program off. Because you're only getting better.
And we did get to that point, right, Henny?
Yeah.
We got to the point where
bought the software with the studio money. I bought a Mac with the studio money. I bought studio monitors, all kinds of stuff with studio money.
And we were
not
booming,
just studio money, but like
we were booming off Facebook marketing a little bit. Honestly, that really kind of set us off with a lot. And it didn't set us off though, right, Henny? But what it did is it gave us like 2 or 3 clients that came to us religiously, and then what they did was tell their friends.
Yeah.
And then their friends came. Yeah. And then that's where it all spread.
And that's where that for me, that's my marketing is not y'all's marketing. Like y'all's marketing is super efficient. My marketing is get me in front of the person. You know what I mean? That's my marketing. And you know what? We'll make a beat with the artist, and they won't ever not come back. You know what I mean?
You know what's not to cut you off, but I think that's like our biggest flaw as a group, as what we would consider our group of Lime Time, is that for so long we've all had these like, we're all really good at individual things, right? But why haven't like PicturePappy and ourselves like really been pushing you? And now when I say pushing you, not like physically, like, okay, like this is Henny, like, hey guys, but like I feel like as a whole. So I'm gonna time out this conversation real quick to kind of just do a real quick. So I'm going to school for social management and strategy, not because I need to, but because I want to make my tool belt bigger, right? But my end goal is my end goal that we've had as a team this whole time. I want to bring somebody in that knows how to make a beat. Obviously got that on the team. I want somebody else that knows how to sell ice to an Eskimo. Already got that on the team. But I also want another graphic designer. I want a videographer. I want a photographer. I want this, and this. So in one building, when you come in and you need something, I can sell it all to you, and you don't gotta go anywhere else. You come straight into my building, and you're like, man, so listen, I'm a musician. I'm not having very good luck finding these beats, and I need someone to take some pictures of me, and maybe someone to help me with some lyrics. All right, well, let me introduce you to iLLHeney. Let me introduce you to Chef, and let me introduce you to our boy Shot by Dick, right? All 3 of those people give you something that you need, and it's one price, and then I pay my people as we need. But I feel like that's something like, dude, we have such a group of, and dude, it's just taken me so long to really realize this. Like, we've all been friends for so long, and I've seen this stuff for so long, but now, like, honestly, just like within the last few months of me doing my self reflection and learning myself, is that I've seen what my group has to offer. And I think you guys both will agree with me here. But man, we have so much to offer, man. This is like a talented group of people. And me being in a big ass art school like I am, like I see like the talent that I have in my classes, but then I'm like, dude, we got so much talent in this group. Like just in here right now in this little trifecta of people, I'm telling you now, if Pappy and I could be in a one house together for a year and only focus on content creation and marketing, we would be Jake and Logan Paul, except less attractive without abs.
And I would not have a right hand.
Oh yeah, I mean I would have a right hand, but that's fine.
Yeah, so you're saying a one-stop shop.
100%. I want a one-stop shop. Like that's my end goal. I want, but I don't want a one-stop shop of people that are just like in cubicles. I want a one-stop shop that we're playing ping pong or cornhole or video games throughout the day, but we're also grinding. And I don't want to work for big companies. I don't care about the growth of Amazon. So I don't care about Jeff Bezos being having $50 billion going to $51 billion. I care about Henny Records going from $50 in revenue to $10,000 in revenue. I care about PicturePappy, you know, selling 5 albums, 5 EPs to selling 5,000 EPs. I care about the small person because what do I gain from helping a big person? Like, dude, you know who Amazon is, right?
Yeah.
But also, like, this goes into me, PicturePappy, and I know you stream as well, Henny, and I assume that your thought process is kind of the same. I don't give a fuck about, like we said earlier, I don't give a fuck about I got 1, 2 viewers, 3 viewers, 1,000 viewers, 10,000 viewers. It's harder to keep up with the chat, but I still love and care about the community. Like I don't count numbers. I count like how many people hear me out. People are in my chat. How many human beings are in my chat, and I treat those people like human beings. I shout their names out. I say their name. I don't, like I told Pappy earlier, and we were talking about earlier. I don't care about the game. Dude, Pappy can be yelling at me in Fortnite like he does, and be like, "What are you doing, bro? Why aren't you building?" I'm like, "Well, Luigi's in my chat saying how am I doing, and I want to talk to them because at the end of the day, that person could be going through some real life shit, and if I don't interact with that person, man, they could leave him, and I don't want that to happen." So it goes back to, like, you know, like change the world, make a positive impact. That's what we want to do. I know I went off on a tangent there, but here we are. This is we gotta title it. We gotta title this till this is mind blowing. I really enjoy this.
The potpourri.
Man, I listen. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Pappy, for one. Thanks for just saying let's do this because I probably wouldn't have recorded until this weekend. Henny, thanks for coming in and just really giving some stuff. We're not done by any means. But I just want to say thank you guys in the middle of this. If you are still listening 58 minutes into this podcast, 1, you're a goat. 2, you love our voices. And 3, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
And send me an email right now. Wait, no, that'll probably be bad because if this blows up, I'm gonna get dumb.
So many emails, bro. I'd be thinking about, like, let me put my phone number somewhere. But dude, if I wake up to like some chicken pics, some fucking eggplants, I'm gonna be badder than hell. But I'm also gonna start an accounting page. I gotta do like the air quotes for the video version for YouTube. But no, I think that, like, as a team, as a collective, we have such good ideas, but we've never really, like, we all say we're team players, and I'm guilty of this too, because, like, obviously my success means, you know, my personal success is something. But man, I had to step back and be like, dude, what I'm preaching this shit about change the world, this growth. And dude, I've done a lot for you, Pap. Like we talked about earlier for music, man. Like when I helped y'all go to Cali, bro, that was my last $300-$400 I handed y'all. I had to ask my mom for money to get home, but I believed in y'all. You know what I mean? But at the same time, did I really believe in y'all? Like, I mean, I believed in y'all, but like, what was I doing? You know what I mean? I was always on the phone with y'all, you know, promoting y'all and stuff. But
well, we had a shot. We had a shot there. We really did.
Yeah, but my thing is, but my thing is just like, what have we done for each other? Like,
I was prepared.
We support each other as much as we can, but sometimes I feel like to me it's not enough, man. And we were talking about this offline with, you know, some of our other friends and stuff they're going through, and it's like we need to be better, and we have got better, so much better, and especially in the last 6 months, we have gotten a lot better. When one of us is going through a rough time, we're really, like, you know, it may not be known as a group, but it's known as individuals. Then it becomes to light as a group because we see the difference, right?
Yeah, we're just more aware now.
Yeah, and we're all getting older. I mean, I'm the oldest in the group. Um,
No, you're not.
who's older than me?
Henny?
He ain't that older. I promise you, Henny ain't older than me.
No?
How old are you?
When's your birthday?
June
What year?
90.
Oh shit, you're older than me by 6 months.
Yeah.
Damn.
I thought.
30, bro.
Barely though, barely.
Almost
But
31.
but you understand though. Like as we have you. So let's just go on this real quick. So as you turned 30, turning 30 was kind of probably scary. It was scary, right? Was it not?
Um, no, I mean it wasn't actually. The scariest moment for me at an age turning point, anyways, is 26. Like that was a scary moment for
Really?
me, and it's really strange. But at age 26, that was my first major loss in my life.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I'd be like, 26. I don't know what's going to happen on 26. I'd be saying this when I was 12. I don't know what's going to happen when I'm 26, but something major is going to happen on 26. But first loss in my family, I've lost a family member every year after that, and it's just been like turning 26 was a very very scary age for me. But I mean, everybody has their age. I mean, 30 is generally a
The
number, 30 or 40,
yeah.
and it's like, oh, I'm getting old. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's funny. Honestly, for some reason, I just thought you were a couple years younger than me. But I obviously know everything you've been through, so I could see obviously 26 being your number. But dude, for me, like turning 30, um, I've always blessed myself on being like I look much younger than I am. I shaved this beard off. I probably look 14 years old. But dude, turning 30 for me was super super scary because I was like, man, 30 years old? Like, dude, my 20s are over with. And dude, I'm telling you now, from 20 to 30, dude, my life experience is crazy. Like those 10 years, dude, fuck 10 to fuck 0 to 20, 0 to 10, 10 to 20. Like, dude, 20 to 30, dude, I did some shit. You know what I mean? So, man, it was so scary for me, like turning 30. But then I turned 30, and I think what really helped me get past the threshold of like turning 30 was hearing Gary Vee be like, dude, I didn't make it until I was 28 years old. I didn't succeed until I was 28 years old. And then I look at all these other people that like haven't succeeded until they was like past their 30s, and I'm like,
yeah. And
I'm primed.
normally, that is the age for success, though.
Yeah.
It's a make or break point. It's that fight or flight moment. You've been doing something for this amount of time, and something's got to give, and usually, you're like, I'm about to step up to the plate. I'm ready to swing,
Yeah.
and that's usually about the age that you
Exactly.
hit
You
the
either
ball to do it.
yeah, you
Well,
either jump off the fucking nest and fly or you fall.
well, and here's something for you, Pappy, because I know you've been silent for a little bit. So dude, I love you to death, and you know that. But you've kind of been one of those. You kind of been like not necessarily like a lost soul, because I think you know what your
Yeah,
path.
silent soul.
Well, no, you know what your passion is, and you know what you want to do, and we all know what you want to do, and if you guys are not watching this and you're listening to it to describe Pappy, Pappy is like a modern day like hippie. Pappy doesn't. Pappy is not a government person. He is not like he's not anti-government, but Pappy is a free spirit nature kind of guy,
Midwest Snoop.
and I love him. I love Picture Pappy. I mean, I would 100% die for this kid, and he knows this, but I think he's been kind of like just like misguided in his own head, and he's let his own thoughts overcome himself sometimes, which we all do. But Picture Pappy recently, within the last, what was it, before Christmas, right? You found out that you were going to be a father. It was before Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Picture Pappy found out he was going to be a father, and what I've seen from Picture Pappy and from then until now has been the same, but just like a different like little fire in his eyes. And it's great because now I know that whatever he does now going forward is going to be like this just phenomenal. Like the work ethic of this kid when it comes to what his passions is unbeatable. But now that I know that he has a little Pappy coming, and that he knows that he has a little Pappy coming, and that we as a team know that he has a little Pappy coming, bro, I'm scared for the next big thing that he decides to do. And we're not going to talk about some projects that are in the works because that's going to be for a different time. But there's some stuff that's in the works, and I know from seeing it firsthand that Picture Pappy's flame is going to be like this. Shout out to Special Blue. hooking me up with a torch so I can do creme brulees or dabs. I don't know, whatever. Um, so Pappy, so my thing is with bringing that up. I'm gonna go grab a beer, so I need you to hit on this for a minute. Um, do you think? This is what I want you to talk on. Do you think that your fire beneath your ass, for lack of better terms, has been hotter and burning harder than before? Now think about that for a second, but I need you to start talking so we don't have so much dead space because I gotta grab a beer. But answer that.
All right, so I don't think that the fire is burning hotter than before. To be honest, guys, I really don't. I don't think that the fire is burning hotter than before. Uh, and so here's why, right? So when you're young, you want it all. You want all of it. As much as I said I didn't want all of it, I wanted all. I wanted every last fucking bit of it. Now that I'm growing and like I understand life a little bit more, a very little bit more, I'm learning that I don't need all of it. I actually don't want all of it. I don't want fucking 95% of that, right? So I think this idea of my fire burning hotter than before, not so much in my sense of drive to get recognized, right? Because if my music can touch one person in fucking Centerville, Indiana, then I feel good. And if they contact me and they're like, "Yo, that song changed me, man. That really hit," then that's all I need. That feels good for me. So as you know, as far as like the fire burning hotter than before, I don't think so, because the fire that I had burning whenever I was living in Indianapolis, going to culinary school and working a job and performing on the weekends, like I was literally working 80 plus hours a week. It was absolutely nuts at that point in time. Like we had a guys, we were living in the hood. We had a 4 bedroom apartment. Uh, 6 people living there at one point in time, in the 4 bedroom apartment. But one of the bedrooms was just strictly the music room. We had DJ Bang a lot, had his ones and twos set up. Delph, Postmortem Delph, had his half stacks set up in there. Like we were literally pumping out so much sound, it was unbelievable. But like we were performing every single weekend somewhere, man. Like it was 80 hours a week, man. Like so I don't think that the fire will ever burn as hot as far as like that want for it, because I don't want like that anymore. What I want is to be able to be happy with the production that we have at the end of the day. Because whenever I write music, um well I gotta preface this. A lot of the times I write music just for me and Henny, trying to create what we think the artist could do. And then but you guys will obviously hear the difference whenever I create my music. Whenever it's for me, it's not for nobody else. It's really not. Like it's for me and whoever feels the same way. Like, and anybody else, I hope you like the beat. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
Well, it's
uh,
it's it's funny that you say I hope you like the beat because dude, like a lot of music nowadays though, I feel like a lot of artists. It's funny that you say because this is like really like a poof moment. Is like a lot of these artists nowadays know that they can get away with a fire beat. I mean, they just want to do like they want to make the music that they like. And I think that's why a lot of these artists that we may not like are not doing so well. But real quick, we need to do a pause real quick. I would like to shout out 2 sponsors real quick in the middle of this podcast. First is Hot Smoke Barbecue. It's a friend from the military. You can find him at Hot Smoke Barbecue on Instagram. And then also I am an ambassador for Maker's Mark. So if you guys are a bourbon and of 21 years of age, I do not condone underage drinking, and please drink responsibly. Get yourself a bottle of Maker's Mark because it is delicious. I had to get that in real quick. But no, dude, I've heard your music that's released. I've heard music that's not released. I've heard you freestyle. I've heard every bit of music that you've done. You know what I mean? and I know the difference in when you're making music, is this gonna be a banger? And I'm when you're making music, as this is gonna touch somebody, or is this gonna make an impact? And your impact music is much better than your banger music, in my opinion.
I don't make no
So,
bangers. Yeah,
Well,
I don't make no bangers.
quote unquote banger music, and you know, but you know what I mean. You're and like you said, the music that it's gonna is it gonna catch versus like your music that comes from your from your heart. All your
nice, cool.
I love all your lyrics, but I love your lyrics that I guess it's easier for me to connect to a lot of your music because I know a lot of the things you've been through. But I think it's also a lot. It's easier for other people to connect. But it's a lot of that stuff you haven't released, um, for whatever reason it may be, timing, personal, whatever.
For the longest time, I think I was scared of success. I think knew that if we would have seen a little bit of money, we probably wouldn't have seen Pappy here today.
Well,
And I think that's what I was afraid of.
well, and that's something like it's something that kind of boils back into how to bounce back. So maybe this is a how to bounce back, and we don't really know it type deal. Positive vibes, but like, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy that like this is about to come out of my mouth. Maybe we should clip this. But every time I post a TikTok that I think is like, oh shit, man, this might go viral, and I'm like, dude, what if I wake up in the morning and I have a TikTok that has 1.5 million views? I have 200,000 new followers and like 500,000 comments or something. You know what I mean? Like, dude, what do you do
I'm
when
ready
you
for
wake
that
up?
moment.
Well, absolutely, I'm super excited. I mean, that'd be fucking phenomenal. But are you really ready? Because how?
That's
Because how
I
we are.
am. That's why I'm sitting. That's so to answer all of your questions that you've been asking. That's why I'm sitting on everything
Well, yeah, I get.
because I'm ready. I'm ready for my viral moment. All I need is that one viral moment because I believe that my viral moment's not going to come necessarily from music.
Yeah.
It may come from something else, but once I have their attention, like I said before, man, it's about whenever you ride that wave, when you get to the fucking you ride that wave, where does the wave end at? The fucking beach where everybody is watching you at.
Well,
So
so
once you get to the beach, what do? Do you have merch ready? Do you have another song ready? Do you have a video ready? Like, so that's why I'm holding all this. Like, because once I catch my wave, then I'm gonna be ready for fucking everything that is thrown at me.
Well, here's the thing, and using the same metaphor, okay, the beach, you get your wave, you come back to the beach. That's when the people get to know you, see you,
Yeah.
right? And, but eventually, you're going to go
They
back
see
out
the
there.
face.
You're going to go back out there
Yeah, you have to go
do the
back
same
out and
thing.
catch another wave.
But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like the coming back to the beach, now they get to know you as the artist. So that presentation that you give them, I mean, that's you now. Like you're
Yeah.
face to face with these people now. So as far as like the next step on what you're waiting on, that could be something to reflect on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I, you know,
Well, the thing is, like you said, whenever you go out to catch that next wave, that's whenever you ride back in, you're gonna see some familiar faces, but you're also gonna see some new faces, and
mhm.
you're not gonna see some faces that you were expecting and thought that you would see. That's the thing because every wave that you ride in isn't going to be connecting to that same person. Just the same as your favorite artist putting out a new project and you're like, I'm just not feeling it, man.
Yeah,
It's the same thing. They did their best. They went out and caught whatever wave they could catch coming in. That based on what they were given, right? Like Machine Gun Kelly has a line, and I'm going to misquote him here, unfortunately, but uh, my label hates that I gotta go shit to keep right in. That is what he says. My label hates that I gotta go through shit to keep right in. Like that's like it's almost like a double-edged sword, right? Because
mhm. You have to have
you get to
content.
that, yeah, you get to that stale point, and it's like, well, what am I gonna write about? So it's yeah, I don't
well,
know. Being an artist is a real weird place.
here's
I
my thing.
think the problem with the artistry nowadays is it's very
Ooh.
constant,
Oh, it's so
and it
fast.
gets very so if you look in art, like I want to say NF, okay, if you look at an artist like NF, you know, he a year ago he came out with some awesome stuff, the Tart Choppers, and but the majority of his album was real stuff, right? And I mean that's what he goes by, real music, right? And then he dropped off as far as making music for a year, and then he came out with a little EP, and now it's, you know, one song out of that is on the charts now.
50 mil, yeah.
So it's like the thing with being an artist is you have to control that wave. You can't
Those
just
up
do
and
this shit
downs.
because you'll get choppy. You have to control the wave, go through the experience, and then write that. Like, I don't know,
Write that
but I feel like
experience.
nowadays these new age artists, it's they're in and out because they're
It's
trying to
not
push push
true.
push push.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
not it's not everlasting. So it's
right?
not time. One thing that Henny and I have always focused on is that of timeless music. We want we want our songs to be able to be played 10 years from now. That's what we always try to project out. Is like 10 years from now, are people going to want to play this? And that's our thought whenever we write music. Who's going to play this 10 years from now? Is it going to be relevant 10 years from now? And if not, you're not speaking about real emotions and feelings and life events that are going on. And so it's not real music in my eyes.
Yeah. To you guys said a lot of great things. To kind of go back to the viral video thing, um man, that wave though for a viral video is so short. That what you when you think you're gonna have a viral video, that next thing has to be not loaded and in the chamber, but it has to be coming out. Um, Dude, Gary
Oh
V,
yeah, you got 7 days to
not
capitalize
not
with that.
not even, not even like so we we were talking about TikTok earlier, right? I've posted 5 videos in a day before just to test the waters. Dude, I've seen the lowest of that had like 10 views, and I did this. I just looked at the an hour of analytics. An hour of the lowest one had 10 views, and an hour of the best one had like 700 views. Right? I guess it depends on where you're trying to go viral, because right now that's the most organic spot you're going viral. I don't. Anyone that's in social media is going to tell you that TikTok is the only place right now that, not the only place, but the easiest place to go viral because it's still organic. And I get what you're saying. Like, obviously, you're waiting to drop that stuff, and I know you have plenty of stuff. Like right now, if you're like, "Hey, Henny, send it," drop. We could drop so much shit right now between all of
Oh
us.
yeah, right. Right now with the amount of stuff that me and Pap have,
Yeah,
we could probably drop one TikTok every 12 hours and have enough material to last 6 months.
Yeah.
and exactly, and really more than that, because honestly, you think about it. Take one song, and how many 7-second little like two liners can you grab out of a song, or little 10, 15
Yeah.
second. Because right now the algorithm for TikTok is 7-second videos. 7-second videos are what's hitting the most, what's hitting the hardest, and that's just the algorithm right now. If you post a 7-second video with the right hashtags, and the hashtags have the 3 to 5 hashtags have to be in the niche. You can't be like hashtag beard gang, hashtag kill chickens. Like they gotta be that has to be they have to be so that's kind of the algorithm right now. Yeah, like 7 seconds. But y'all have enough for that right now. But let's just say, PicturePappy drops a video. Like, dude, PicturePappy chugged freaking SpaghettiOs for a TikTok that did not go viral. But I bet if we take that TikTok of you chugging those, and you find out the best 7 seconds of that, and we drop it, and we hit those hashtags, that it'll blow up. But as soon as that blows up, you need to, and that's what I was saying earlier about how, like, you said it would be like, man, you wait for that moment to wake up with all these comments. But Pappy,
Yeah.
you know the people that me and you are, we got to respond to all those. Because I'm gonna say right now,
You don't have to respond to all of them individually. You
no,
have to respond to all of them in a blanket.
in a collective
blanket response.
But some of them might be bigger than a blanket thing, though. That's the thing, is you gotta look at these, because there could be that one comment in there that's real deep that says, "Hey, this is the first time I've ever seen your video in XXX. You changed my life." you have 100%. You have to respond to that. There's no if, ands, or buts. Like, you have to respond to that
Yeah.
as a whole. And I will never be that person that sells myself out for a number when it comes to a person. Asked me about that a few years ago, and I probably would have been like, dude, I don't care about fucking Jimmy XY2 Savage Beast Mode on Fortnite that commented on my video. I would have been like, okay, cool. But now I'm like, dude, if you're gonna show me that enough attention, especially on these social media platforms where it's just so easy to keep swiping and going, if you're gonna stop and come into my chat box, come into my comment box, and leave me that love, I feel obligated. Now you're right. If there's a million comments, am I going to respond to a million comments? Absolutely not. That's not feasible. It doesn't even make sense. And anyone in their right mind knows that.
But it's also not telling the people that their voice isn't heard. That's why I say by a blanketed response. We read everything and then figure out what the bulk majority of the people want to hear, and then that's what we do.
Yeah, make that video.
That's the idea of content creation.
But a lot of people don't see it like that.
Viewers create content. All right, guys, not to cut it short, man, but I do have to work in the morning. Unfortunately, I have to be up in not a couple hours, but a little more than a couple hours. I'm gonna spend some time with the beautiful girlfriend over here. I don't know what we about to do, but
all right. So I'm gonna
hold
go.
on, Arcus has a beat. He wants to show me quick. I want to hear this.
Okay.
That's just a little intro to what I was working on. I did a couple little different things to it.
All right, Shane, you want to give your outro as this beat's playing out?
Yeah. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this out. I think this is a very productive podcast. We will discuss later as a team of what we're gonna title this as. But thank you guys so much for listening to this. Henny, PicturePappy, thank you guys so much for just contributing to this. If you guys want to check anybody out, PicturePappy7 on Twitch, PicturePappy on other social media. iLLHeney, if you can't find them, DM me. I'll connect you guys. Thank you guys so much. Once again, Hot Smoke Barbecue, Maker's Mark. If you're 21, until next time, I love y'all. I can't wait to get this posted.